We're gonna try this out. I kind of dipped into it a little bit. I thought it was a little too glittery. I can't speak. Glittery. Hey Glam Fam, welcome to today's video. We're gonna do an old-fashioned get ready with me, a full face of all of my Sephora favorites. We still have some time left in the sale, and I thought this would be fun so you can see how some of these products that I talked about last week apply. My favorite Natasha Denona Biba palette. We're just gonna have so much fun here. If you're new, I'm Kristi, by the way. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell and get notified. We're here every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I'd really love for you to join our beautiful Glam Fam. Please give this video a huge thumbs up and click that like button. When you comment below and when you like my videos, it really does help support my channel, as well as when you use all of my affiliate links. Everything will be linked below that I have on my face, and what I'm wearing, jewelry, everything will be below. But I will have the Sephora link up top. So if you click that affiliate link, no matter what you buy, I do get credit for it, you guys. So if you're planning on spending a little bit more at Sephora, please utilize that link. And when I'm not on YouTube, be sure to follow me at Kristi Allure on Instagram, on TikTok, Kristi Allure, and on my blog, KristiAllure.com. And without further ado, let's get started. I just want to jump right into this because this is more of a relaxed, chilled, get ready with me. I'm going to use all of my Sephora favorites, a lot of what I talked about in my previous videos. If you haven't checked out all my Sephora recommendations, I know we still have a little bit more time before the sale ends, and I thought, let's just put on a whole face of it and get ready with me. I'm so excited, you guys. All right, so I did already prep and prime my skin. Well, I haven't used my primer yet, but I did prep my skin. I went in first with the Clear Skin Days from Sephora. I love this stuff. I wash my face twice a day, and even with that, when I go to do this before I put my makeup on, I still have so much stuff on my thing. It's just disgusting when you really think about it. So I really like that. If you're sensitive skin like me and you're prone to breaking out, it is amazing, especially for the price point. I hope that's not, because it's already on sale and then you get all those extra discounts. I hope they're not taking it away because it is really, really good. And then last night I did use my Laneige Sleep Care Water Sleeping Mask. It's the only mask that I can personally use. My skin just does not react good to any other mask, even sheet masks a lot of the time. So I am using this. I put that on last night. I also like to use it before I put my makeup on. So I actually already put this on too. And I did spray my face with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I love this when my skin is so dehydrated. This is unbelievably good to prep and prime. And I also love, and I talked about it, is the Smashbox Primer Water. So I'll even put, oh, did that just happen? I sprayed it that way and not on me. And this is just the travel size. I'm going to be ordering this in the Sephora Vib sale. And then like what I like to do is just kind of pat that one in, and it doesn't have coconut oil in it. So I absolutely love it. You don't need both. I'm just extra and I wanted to use both, but this is, the Smashbox one is a lot more affordable option to the Tatcha one, but the Tatcha one is super good. As we all know, Tatcha products are just extremely pricey. It's a Japanese brand, but they're extremely good quality. My face has so much moisturizer on it, it's almost kind of disgusting feeling. I don't like that feeling. So anyway, so I did that, and then I also used the Retinol Peace Out Stick. I know it's a lot of priming, but I'm 43. I have to do a lot of priming before I put my makeup on. And this is like a chapstick. I've talked about this on my channel earlier this year in my, I think that another Sephora sale, I talked about it, but I really like it. You just draw it on And it really does, especially for us ladies over 40, even over 30, it really does moisturize that area and get it prepped and primed for our eyeshadows and stuff like that. So all of that is done. I think that's it as far as priming, you guys. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, it's a little tacky. I'm just gonna add a little more tack, and I'm gonna do my Milk Hydro Grip. You guys know, if you're a person that comes back and watches every week, I love my Milk primer. And then I just like to pat this one in. I don't necessarily like to go like, you know, do this too much. Look at how much that is so hydrating. So if you have really dry skin and you really want your makeup to last all day, this is one of the best primers you can ever use, because it's like the Cover FX gripping primer. Oh my gosh, I did a video on that like 3 years ago. It's really good too. Both of them are really good, but this one to me is even a little bit more hydrating. So, and it just really makes that makeup adhere to the skin. So when my skin is this dry, I don't typically like to use too many silicone-based primers, but to fill in that little pore area, I am gonna just show you guys, because I did talk about this last week. And again, this is Sephora collection. I like it. It is really nice. Even though it's a silicone primer, the ingredients are very minimal, and it is a very good one for dry skin. But do you see how that just smooths out everything? Normally it's only $15, so it's a really good primer for that price point, and it doesn't move around the makeup, which is nice. So now I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. You guys know this is my #1 full coverage foundation, since we're doing more of like a fall inspired full coverage look. Maybe something you can wear on Thanksgiving if you're celebrating with your families. Drop a comment and let me know if you guys have any big plans for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, especially since that's the one coming up. I am gonna apply this first. I think I'm gonna do a brush today, just so I can really place it in. And I'm just going to just put this on. Typically when you have dry skin, you don't want to do too much of that. You want to really make sure you're kind of blotting it into the skin. But do you see how that just leaves a very beautiful radiant finish, but it dries down to a matte finish? And even my oily skin girls will really appreciate this foundation, because even though it's radiant long wear, it really does dry down to a matte, especially when you set it down. And then what I like to do is take out my Stands Out Beauty sponge and really press the foundation in there. I am gonna do a little bit of my Anastasia Beverly Hills on my blemish areas, just to kind of spot conceal those areas. And this is a perfect shade, the shade 8 for on my face. And the longer you leave it on, the more pigmentation you're gonna get. And you really, when you go into blending it out, don't want to do a sponge, especially if you're trying to cover up any type of discolorization or acne spots or anything like that, because you're just going to take the product off. So it has to be somewhat of a dense brush. I am actually going to take my Sephora collection. You guys know I just talked about this in my sale. This is one of my favorite brushes of all time. This is the Pro 71. I liked the old version even more, but this one works just as good. See how that just pressed that into the skin without lifting? And then I'll take my blender afterwards and I'll blend around the edges. I just watched a video on the Anastasia Instagram, and some girl covered up her tattoos using this, and I was blown away. I don't know if you guys saw that or if you follow ABH, but I was blown away the coverage you get and the hydration you get from this concealer. It is unbelievably good. And I'm just going around the edges just to kind of blend everything in. My beauty sponge is a little too damp. Make sure that your sponges are not too damp. I mean, you want them damp, but you don't want it too damp. All right, now we're gonna take my cream contour. I don't typically wear a lot of cream contour, but I am picking up the Say one when it goes on sale. It does remind me, I did have it before and I liked the formulation. I just didn't like the color I chose, so I'm gonna go with medium next time. But the formulation is really good. Say is a very clean brand at Sephora and a very reasonable price. It reminds me a lot of the Chanel one, and so does this Anastasia one. This is the Amber. I really like this one a lot too, so either one, you can't go wrong. Now I'm going to take my Anastasia, and you can pick this up at the sale too. This is the A30 brush. I love this one for cream contouring. It's so good. It's just that perfect precision brush. But I'm picking up the Sephora collection one too, so we'll kind of do some comparison. And I'm just gonna bring that. See how beautiful, actually this one even reminds me even more of the Chanel one because it is more sheared out. And I'm doing this before my concealer. When I do cream contour, typically I like to do it before my concealer. But you get a good amount of pigment. This is like the perfect color tone for me for a contour. It's like that perfect neutral color tones to it. Contouring is so specific to your face shape too. All right, I'm gonna take my BK Beauty foundation brush and just pat that in nice and no demarcations. All right, I'm gonna take a little of this on my nose real quick. And I'm just gonna kind of speed through this process. Not too worried about how that looks right now because I'm gonna do the concealer and carve it out even more. So now I'm gonna go in with the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base in 2G. I still love this concealer, you guys, especially when I'm using it with more radiant foundations because I feel like it gives me some mattifying. You don't need a lot of this concealer. A little does go a long way. I'm gonna pull this up here. And I like to work in sections because this does dry down very quickly. And I like to use my sponge with this one because it is more full coverage, so you will get the coverage. This is not one to wait because it will dry down and you won't be able to move it around. Just remember, the longer you spend doing this with the sponge, the more flawless your skin is gonna look because you're really pressing that into the skin and really pressing the makeup in there to really melt within the skin. As you can tell now that you can barely even see that nose contour, which is fine with me because I'm gonna powder that anyway. So I am gonna go in with powders. I am gonna use my Makeup Forever one. So I am gonna be setting the entire face. Actually, I'll do that first. And I'm gonna take the Tati Blendiful, and I like to do it with this and just take that onto the back of that, and this is Y245, and just start going in and pressing that into the skin. Do you see how that just literally blurs everything? And I have like every color of this powder, so I could even set under the eyes with it, but I have been really liking the Turn Up the Base one, so. And you can do this with a translucent powder. I just talked about the Makeup Forever HD, the new one. That one's really good too for the pores. But if you like a little bit more coverage, like for me, I'm filming right now, like I can get away with just doing the translucent powder. If I was just not filming and I wasn't gonna be around lights, and I'm filming 2 videos today, so I wanna make sure that I have enough coverage and enough setting down. And then I'm gonna take the One Size Beauty, take the point of that Tati Blendiful, and take the 2R and just really start pressing that into the under eye area and setting that down. I don't have anything on here. I'm just literally just making sure everything's blended together. I used to love MAC Fix Plus. I grew up using that. The Makeup Forever one blows the MAC Fix Plus out of the water. There's just literally, it is 100 times better. It is so, so good. That is just one for the most special occasion of your life. You want this powder. It's so, so good. All right, so I am now going to, and I know this is a lot of powder, don't judge. Everybody has their own method to their madness. This is my method and this is what works for me. And I'm going for what's gonna make my makeup stay. I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury, and just on this Chikuhodo brush, which is a natural squirrel hair brush, it is so lightweight that you can literally put on powders without, it's like crazy. Like it just, my face is still a little dewy, so, or a little wet feeling, so I'm gonna blot this in, but typically I can just go like that. But yeah, I had a lot of moisturizers on today. But yeah, look at how just perfect your skin looks, and it's just nothing better than this. I always pick this up in the sale, you guys. I always have a backup, a standby. When I'm doing like a, you know, just typical powdered foundation without liquid underneath, I only like using the Beauty Blender one. It is so, so good, the $15 puff. All right, let me contour. So I'm gonna take the rougher 04 first onto my Natasha Denona medium 2. This is what I like the Dior one, but lately I've just been using this one. Are you guys like that? Like, do you get in your moods like where you're like, oh, I love this, and then after a while you're like, oh, I want to switch off. Plus when you have so much makeup, you tend to do that. You're like, I have to utilize all this stuff because then, I mean, I'm wasting my money. And a lot of the times if your skin is still wet, you want to make sure you're pressing it in. It feels pretty dry now. I have a lot of powders on, so it does glide on really nicely. But I do want to show you guys how much I also love the Kristi Allure one. So this is the number 6 Amber, I want to say. And I love this one for contouring as well. This is gonna give you more of like a natural one. They both work. This is the Wayne Goss number 2 brush, by the way. I love this for contouring. And then I like the number 7 for the nose contour. So I'm gonna take the Natasha Denona powder. I took a little bit of the Milk Cosmetics primer and I like to put it on my lids because lately I've just been liking that. It just gives it more hydrated gripping motion for my eyeshadow. I'm just gonna kind of speed through this, but I'm gonna use the Anastasia brow gel, and I have the Anastasia, it has like a little spoolie, and I just take a little bit out and then I put it on the top of the cap, and then I take the spoolie side and do this. I really like this little spoolie. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and I had bought it during a sale that she was having, and I actually really like it. So that really, see how that kind of gives you more of that spiky look. This is the only thing that really glues without leaving the residue. Then I like to take the flat side and then just press it. That's why I like this little thing, because you can do it with your spoolie thing, but I think this thing works better. It just really lays it down. I love the Fenty Beauty one. I just talked about this one recently, the MVP. I cannot believe more people don't use this. It's like a chapstick. This one also goes in and you can kind of touch it up a little bit there with this one. It's like a chapstick, almost like that Peace Out stick. And then I like this little toothbrush end. I talked about the Physician Formula liner in a previous video. I liked it in the video, but it wasn't like spectacular for me for using it as eyeliner. I actually like this for a brow pen. I'm trying to keep my brows a little bit more natural. I am gonna go in with my NARS Maroon Glacé. I talked about this, one of my holy grail products. And then I'll take the sponge. This is why I love this Stands Out Beauty sponge, because it really does keep the pigment there that I like, but allows me to use any of the sides to kind of maneuver around. This applies powder foundation so beautifully. When I just want that really quick one and done powdered foundation look, I love using this sponge. And you guys can use my affiliate link on the bottom under brushes and applicators, my go-to brushes and applicators. And then I'm gonna take my Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. You guys know I just talked about this and I love it. And I'm gonna take that onto my finger and just kind of tap that there, tap that there. You don't need a whole lot of this product. It is so amazing, you guys. I'm gonna take this Smashbox Precise Highlighting Brush and just tap that in there, like that. And then what I like to do is just take a little bit of the NARS Maroon Glacé on that same brush and just kind of go over that. Then I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury again and set that down, taking that onto the sponge and just set that down. So it gives us a nice smooth canvas for our eyeshadow. Setting that down, that powder is a necessity before you go in with your shadows. You do not want to go in there directly after the shadow unless it's the type of primer where it really like, the only one I could say that I think is good for that would be like the P. Louise one. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend you just going in right away. It's just gonna give you the best, smoothest eyeshadow application when you set it down. All right, we are gonna play with the Natasha Denona Viva palette and Viseart natural mattes. Now my natural mattes looks a little different because I rearranged this. I combined neutrals and warm though to kind of give my own little palette because I loved all the shadows no matter what. But you can pop these out and interchange them. I own both of them. I'll show them right there. If I can just suggest having 2 palettes in your life, those would be the 2 palettes. I mean, no matter what, they don't let me down. And then the Vib palette, so beautiful. I'll show the swatches right there. Such a gorgeous neutral, almost kind of has some warm tones in there. It is one of my favorites. But for transition shades, I like going into the Viseart one. So we are going to take this shade right there and we are going to use that as my transition shade. I'm gonna take this BK Beauty 202 brush. So amazing, I tell you. These are just the most amazing eyeshadows. It's crazy how good they are. We're gonna go into the Vib palette and we're gonna take this color right here. It's such a good little transition shade. I think it's Tusk. It's a nice like beigey color, and I think depending on your skin tone, I like this one for just, see how that just, almost like how I did in that mini Metropolis, and I used that shade Corrode from that palette. It's the same concept, but something about her 129 palettes to me are better than the midi palettes, the $65 one. Yes, the $65 makes it more affordable for everybody, but I think these shadows are just so incredible, you guys, just incredible. All right, I'm gonna take the Scott Barnes 62 brush and we're gonna go into this shade right here, which is Prairie, I wanna say. You guys know I can't see without my glasses on. And then we're gonna take that one and pop that in there. Just keeping that tight in the crease. I know we're gonna use the Danessa Myricks Gold Mine for the center, so I think that's why this will be really pretty. I'm just keeping this one right here. The Scott Barnes brush is so soft. It's crazy how soft it is. Just kind of warming up the look a little. And then I'm gonna take this BK Beauty 201 and make sure that that's nice and blended out. Now we're gonna go into Seed from the Vib palette, the corner brown one. And I'm just gonna pack that in a little tighter here. Oh, these shades are so incredible. The good part about, if I were to suggest a palette and you like metallics and shimmers too, I'd go with the Vib because the Viseart one doesn't have shimmers in it. The Vib palette pretty much has everything you possibly would need in a palette. It has blacks, browns. If you're a warm, neutral, even almost cool tone, this even has cool. This has everything in it. This palette is unbelievably good. Oh, so easy to work with. We're gonna go back into this shade right there, like a mustardy. Almost reminds me of the Metropolis one, going above that edge. Since this is more fall inspired, I wanted to pull in a little bit more warm tones here. We're gonna take this on the BK Beauty 206, and we're gonna take this middle color right here, and that's Cocoa. Oh, it's just such a beautiful brown, you guys. Such a beautiful and very, like, no fallout. It's incredible. This palette is one of my favorite palettes of all time. I even like this one more than the Glam palette, believe it or not. I'm going back into this shade right here. And again, just kind of meshing everything together. Oh, this palette is unbelievable, you guys. We're gonna take a little bit of this pink right here, like a mauve color. I just want to do that. Let's put that in here. Oh yeah, just switch it up a little. That's pretty. Ooh, 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 I love this. Okay, so excited, I love doing eyeshadows. All right, taking Gold Mine, Danessa Myricks Color Fix. So these can be used on your lips, your eyelids, all over your face. I mean, cheeks, so she has matte versions. This is the foiled one. So I'm gonna pick up more of these in the sale. I'm gonna take that onto the brush. I find that the best way to apply that is doing it this way. We're just gonna pop that on. Do you guys see that? We're laying this down first and then we'll put a metallic over this. These are so incredible. And these do not crease. That's the beauty. They last all day long. Let's take this rustic, just like a gorgeous, like bronzy copper shade. I haven't played with every shade in this palette. We're gonna take that above here just to kind of mesh the gold in with the browns. Oh yeah, I like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, this palette is so good. This is your palette that you would use all the time too. That's the beauty of it. We're just gonna kind of build this corner right here. Again, not a whole lot of fallout, just a teensy bit with that one, and that's okay. We're just wipe that off. Nothing at all, hardly compared. Oh my gosh, do you guys see how pretty that copper shade is? Oh, yes. And we're gonna go back into this corner shade right there. And go back in and just make sure that that's all blended. I wanna go in with my Pat McGrath one. You guys know this is my ultimate palette. They had it at Sephora. I don't know, I'll link it below if they still do. And it's still on sale on the Pat McGrath website for $14, you guys. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see how beautiful that is? That just created that extra oomph. You can even take like, oh my gosh, my robe is falling off. I think my camera's high enough though. Cochina, as my mom would say. And we're gonna take my Jouer highlighter, which we're going to use. I told you guys, this is still my ultimate favorite highlighter. I'm just gonna kind of place that in the center right there, just to kind of give it a little bit of a spotlight. See how that just gave it just that little extra oomph. And what I'm gonna do is take this Wayne Goss, or sorry, Rougher number 3 brush, any type of, you know, really precise brush. And we're gonna use this actually as the inner corner as well. This is still, will always be my ultimate favorite highlighter of all time. It just is the perfect one. I'm so glad they brought it back because for a while it was discontinued. And then she brought it back and you get that brush set with it. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit onto the brow bone there. You don't wanna go fully, you just wanna go where the arch, where your natural arch is. So like mine's right there. I'm gonna fix the eyebrows still. I haven't finished my eyebrows, so don't worry, it's gonna be fixed. All right, just gonna go back into that Wayne Goss number 3 brush, nothing on it. And what I like to do actually is I like to do it with my Dior powder because for some reason it just airbrushes it. Even the Charlotte Tilbury medium bronzer is another good one to do this. And I just like to go over the edges, kind of blend that into my nose contour too. So like if I was traveling, this is all I would bring right here. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably bring the Viseart one too, but just because, oh my gosh, I forgot I wanted to use this. This was all over TikTok, you guys. It took me so long to find this because it was out of stock. I mean, all the colors are out of stock. This is the only one I was able to get my hands on. I will put the color right there. I cannot see, that's just way too small. But these are like crazy metallic-y, and that will actually go really pretty with this. So let's just put this on because you can go directly, but I'm just gonna do it with my finger because I don't wanna mess up what we got going on. Oh yeah, oh, do you see how sparkly that is? Whoa! Oh my gosh, the lighter ones will probably be even more intense. Oh my gosh, yeah, these are good. If you can get these during the sale, still you can get your hands on it because remember you guys, you have till the 15th to keep adding stuff and buying stuff with your whatever, whether you're rouge or whatever you are. Now I'm gonna take, wow, that's beautiful. That went really pretty with this look too. So you can even do that instead of the Danessa Myricks. I mean, it just really depends. We were trying them all. We're gonna go back to the Jouer highlighter and pop that on there just to really make that, oh, do you guys see that? Ooh, ooh. Yes, this is what gets me excited. Makeup fixes everything. It's just amazing. All right, going back in to this brush and just making sure everything's blended. Let's do this Fenty one. I've never tried her liners and I picked this up a while ago. It's her Fly liners. I'll put the color right there. It's like a chocolatey brown. So let's try those. Oh, these are nice. Very pretty, very creamy. But not too creamy to where they run. I'm gonna take this BK Beauty, just like a liner brush. See, that pulls that one out a little bit more. Gives that little bit of a flick there. We're gonna go back into this copper shade because I'm obsessed with it. And again, that's Rustic. And we're gonna take it onto this No Number Morphe brush I always use. And just take that there. All right, that was not the right shade. This one will actually look better on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is take that same color and kind of just start bringing that on the inside because that will lighten that area and make your eyes pop a little bit more. And then on the outside, we want to stick to more of the browns. So I'm going to take this color, that first one we were using. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now I'm going to take this color out of the Pat McGrath palette that I absolutely love too. This is like a chocolatey brown metallic. I'm gonna take that one and really emphasize that. Oh my gosh, yeah, that corner right there. Oh gosh, nobody does it like Mama Pat when it comes to metallics. So pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go in with that brush. Actually, we'll do this BK Beauty, another 203 brush. I'm actually gonna take my Dior powder, smooth out any rough edges, like that. Okay, we're gonna take this number 5 Wayne Goss brush, and I like it because it's very pointed, and just kind of blend things out there. I'm gonna take this color right here, Freckle, and just go along that lower lash line, just making that edge blend a little bit better. And I'll clean up the sides when I put my lashes on. All right, you guys, so I popped on my lashes. I'm wearing the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lengthy Lashes. I really love ABH eyelashes. I've worn them in other videos. I think it was in an ABH video, but these are lengthy, and oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. They came free when I bought the Norvina palette to test out for you guys. So I am gonna be doing that palette sometime soon, but I wanted to do the Biba palette because I feel like it's more wearable, and I know Amber was looking for a good neutral tone palette. I hope this helped out. I love that palette. That palette just has all the right colors for every day. Love, love, love. Another couple things I want to mention really fast is I was having a lot of issues with, I didn't know what was making my eyes water, why they were like affected so much. And I'm realizing it's the eyeliner, it's liquid liner just makes my eyes water and have this like itchy reaction. This Anastasia one is my perfect solution. My eyes no longer water. I still get that pigmentation I wanted, and to really make sure that that lash is not showing and that there's no gaps. And I like that it's safe. And I like setting it down with the ABH brow powder that I use. I use Granite because it ends up being the perfect color on the left side. And what I like is the black for really setting down the liner. It is so good. This Kat Von D eyebrow pencil number 70 or eyebrow applicator is so good for really getting in those micro fine strokes, and it just really places that in there. And I find that filling in my brows with this versus a pencil, if I'm using the Anastasia Brow Freeze, is the best way to go for using Brow Freeze. Now, if I'm just doing just a normal brow look, then I love the the Makeup by Mario ones are so good. And then I did use my Linda, you guys know that that's my favorite colored brow gel. This is not Linda, sorry, Charlotte Tilbury, and I think it's in taupe now. And I just like to fill in the brows a little bit, and it helps kind of get those extra little brows to stay, and it's so micro thin that I just love this one. So I always stock up on the sale with that because I love that so much. I did want to point out really fast though, what I like using this liner with is this Bobbi Brown eyeliner brush. It is, first of all, it comes with a cap, which makes it so much more convenient because you know black gets all over the place. It is so micro thin, and it just places that liner in perfection. It's just so easy to use this together. It is the most phenomenal eyeliner brush I have ever used. So I wanted to point that out. I also like the Anastasia flat liner. I think this is number 60, and I use this to put that black powder to set down the liner. So just so you guys know, those are two I can't live without. I already put on contour. That is the Pat McGrath lip liners. You guys, out of all the lip liners, this is my ultimate favorite lip liner. ever. It's just like the perfect way to literally contour your lip line. So that's all I have on. And then what I did was just to make my lips softer and not so dry, because it's cold outside. So the air is just, it's making everything so dry right now, is this Peace Out stick, you guys. It is phenomenal for your lips. I like it on my eyes. You guys saw how I applied it, but on my lips, I mean, because that's what it does. It smooths out the lines. So it's doing what it's supposed to. Just because it says for the eyes doesn't mean you can't use it elsewhere. All right, I am gonna put on Charlotte Tilbury or Makeup Forever. I love these both. I mean, not Charlotte Tilbury, oh my gosh, Natasha Denona or Makeup Forever. I think we're gonna start off with the Rouge Artist lipsticks. I really like these. You can put the cap on the bottom and it gives this cool little thing. And this is Bold Cinnamon. It's one of my favorites. I love this formula. It is so, so good. And it's a really pretty color for fall. I love these. You can pick these up in the sale too. Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Sticks. I think I'm gonna take a little bit, I wanna say this is Maria. I'm not sure. I'll put this is the I Need a Nude Natasha Denona. I'm gonna put a little bit in the middle just to kind of, whenever you put a lighter color in the middle, this is probably not even light enough, but it kind of makes your lips appear fuller. I think I'm gonna take a 013 Nude. You guys know I talk about these all the time. The Maximizers, I had them in my recommendations. This is Dior. Such a pretty color. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm just doing that for the plumping effect. It's a very comfortable plumping effect. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Fenty Glow and put that in the center. Let's go into some bronzer. So I've talked about this bronzer before on my channel. I have the bronzer and I just bought the highlighter. So I wanna try out the highlighter and we'll see if it works out. The bronzer is in Medium Harmony. And I've talked about this before. LYS is a Black-owned clean beauty line at Sephora. Beautiful line. This is a really good bronzer. I just have so many, I keep forgetting I have it. So I'm gonna take it onto this Chikuhodo PS2 that you guys know I love. It's a perfect color. I'm just gonna kind of bronze up the skin. It is so pretty and it doesn't have coconut oil in it, thank goodness. A lot of her other stuff does, so I can't use her other stuff, but this particular product did not. But do you see how beautiful that bronzer is? If you're in the market for a more affordable bronzer, this is only $18, you guys. 18 or 19, I'll put it down right there and I'll put the sale price right below it. But so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is one of the prettiest bronzers. And it has so much pigment. So much pigment. Do you guys see how well that just blends into the skin? And it was so perfect for this look. I think it really tied everything together. All right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of this highlight. Actually, no, let's not do the highlighter first. Let's go into this Hourglass Vanish Blush Stick. I did a video on this, you guys. I still think this is one of the best cream products on the market. We're just gonna do a little bit to really set it down because I gotta film another video after this to really make sure that my blush stays. So I'm gonna take this Smashbox brush and we're going to put that onto Sacred, as I already showed you the color. And we're just gonna take that and put that in the back of my hand. Do you see how beautiful that color is? The Shiseido one and this one are my absolute favorites. You guys see how it doesn't accentuate the pores? And that's what I love about this blush. So, so pretty. That is such a beautiful color. And you can even take your sponge and take the rest of it and then really press that into the skin. That's another good way of doing it. And what I like about this cream blush is, you guys know I like to do it over my powder. So the fact that I can put it over the powder and it doesn't disrupt the makeup is, you know, a dream come true. All right, now I'm going to take this blush from the Universe Unlocked palette. I actually like using both of those together. I'm gonna use it on a dual fiber brush. This is the Sigma one that comes in that gold collection. I showed you guys that a couple weeks ago. It's so beautiful. That is such an extraordinary brush set. And I love using dual fiber brushes with Hourglass powders. For some reason, so you can see that they just pick up the best. Now that's a little intense. I mean, that was way more intense than I want it, but that's okay. We're gonna calm that down in just a second. So do not worry, my friends, and do not worry. All right, yeah, I know that looks intense, but that's okay. We're gonna slow it down here. So I'm gonna take my Sonia G mini buffer, and I'm gonna go into, I was trying to find my diffused light, but I can't. So I'm gonna use dim light, Hourglass ambient powder, and I'm gonna take that onto a buffer brush, and I'm just gonna show you guys how beautiful these ambient powders are. Do you see how that just softens the skin? Ugh, so pretty. Dim light is beautiful for all over. I like diffused light for underneath my eye, but dim light is really pretty for all over. And it just kind of like takes away some of those demarcation lines. Now we're gonna go into this highlighter. We're gonna try this highlighter out. This is Brave, but it's like a champagne tone. So beautiful. And there's such good price points, under $20, plus with the sale price, you can't go wrong. We're just gonna pop that. So see, it's just, I don't know, there's just too much glitter on this. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful though. Ooh, it is really pretty though. It kind of leaves like a nice wet effect. So it just depends. I think for certain days this could actually work. It's pretty, but I really love my Jouer highlighter. It's still my ultimate favorite highlighter. I'm gonna go back to my Wayne Goss brush, airbrush. You guys know I love this brush. And that was nice. And then go into Molten Glow. Oh gosh, this is just the ultimate highlighter right here. This one and the seriously, this one and the Jaclyn Hill one are like my ultimate favorites. Okay, so I recently tried the Christian Dior one that goes with this bronzer. It's the same, you know, Dior Forever highlighter. It's a beautiful formulation, but it was just, I don't know, like it just wasn't, I couldn't find the right color. Every color just wasn't working for me, and that's a lot of money when I can spend $32 plus the discount and get my ultimate favorite highlighter. So I just look at it that way. I'm gonna press that in so it's not so strong. It came out really beautiful, you guys. I really like the way everything turned out. I was hoping you guys would appreciate me using all of these Sephora products that I talked about in my recommendations video. So we still have time, you guys. It ends on the 15th. This video will be out before then, a few days, probably like 5 days, I think, before then. So you still have time to shop. I wanted you guys to see what these products look like in full effect, you know, just going from all the way from my makeup to, we're just gonna quickly end this with a little bit of fixing up my hair just so you guys can see how gorgeous this curling iron is. So this is the GHD soft curl wand. It is a pricey item, but again, this is the time to use your 20% off or your 15% off. I will show the prices again right there. Again, it ends on the 15th. We're gonna take this curling iron and I'm gonna show you why this is one of the most incredible curling irons you will ever get your hands on. That beep right there is 20 seconds. That means it's on. So it'll only go up to the temperature that your hair can tolerate. GHD is a phenomenal brand, you guys. So I'm gonna take, do I have a comb in here? I sure do. Take my good old blue comb, and I'm just gonna do a few strands. I'm not gonna do a full head tutorial on this since we did a full face of makeup. We'll be here all night. So I'm gonna take that curling iron because it's already hot. And what I like to do is I like to kind of smooth that out a little bit. And I already have, what do you call it? Heat protectant in there. So I have the Oribe one. But do you guys see how much of a shiny, soft curl you get from that? You don't want to leave it on too long. And then when I pull it down, it's because it's lengthening that strand so that it's not like a ringlet old-fashioned curl. So I'll do another one right here. And I already curled my hair. I don't want it too curled. I just wanted it a little bit. And you can use your Airwrap too if you own the Dyson Airwrap. But for my length of hair, when it's, you know, without my long extensions, I just find that a curling iron is, you know, just so much easier for me. See, like, I like those. So when I'm down on the lower strands is when I like to pull that through. But on the upper strands, sometimes I just like to kind of keep it there because it just stays on top better, like right here. and then just kind of release it like that. You can kind of, but see how if I do it like that, it's pulling the curl down a little bit. And I like a lot of volume, as you guys know. So I'm gonna do that one again. So what I like to do on the top section is just kind of leave it there like that, and then leave it there. See how that kind of left that curl on top a little bit higher? So I just like that better. I'm gonna do that again on this side instead of pulling it through. On the bottom, I like to pull it through, but on the top, I kind of like to just leave that there. And this side, I don't like to go up as high, you know, and this one you definitely want to kind of pull through because you want those curls to be a little bit looser around the face. But that's how the curling iron works. I just kind of wanted to show you guys really fast how that works. By the way, this ear cuff is Melinda Maria. You guys know how much I love her jewelry. I have the Smith necklace on. A lot of her jewelry is named after Sex and the City. I'm a big Sex and the City fan. So I hope you enjoyed the fact that I was able to try on a lot of these products. Let me know what you guys purchased during the Sephora sale. I mean, we still have some time left. So comment below. Maybe we can add in a few more goodies in the basket. I know I'll probably be shopping up until the 15th because I always go, oh, I like that, or oh, I want that now. So let me know, you guys. Let me know if you enjoyed this look as well. If you have the Biba palette, if you like the Biba palette, I'm going to be doing another fall inspired Get Ready With Me video using the new Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals. I have some of her holiday collection as well. So excited to try that out. Can't wait for that. And then I'll be doing a November faves and fails because we didn't do one in October considering I had all that Sephora stuff to kind of take care of. And I was able to tell you guys what I have and haven't been liking through that time frame, but we'll get into more in November. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here and you're just stopping by, make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave and click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. We're here every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and we'd really love for you to join our beautiful glam fam. I have the most amazing glam sisters out there, and we'd love for you to join. Please give this video a huge thumbs up, you guys. Click that like button. It really does help support my channel. I will have the main Sephora link on top. If you click that affiliate link, it goes directly to Sephora, and whatever you decide to purchase, even if it's none of these products, I still get credit. And I know a lot of you are probably still gonna be shopping, so please utilize my affiliate links, you guys. It really does help support my channel. Thank you for all the love and support, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.
Watch me under the light, so keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night.